Make sure that you have a vision for your life. I'm talking about a big vision. Create a vision for your life.
What you think about your dream, and I want you to increase your dream. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine.
You see, life has a way of presenting you with circumstances, like what we're dealing with right now, the uncertainty. But I want you to understand that those circumstances are nothing more than distractions to keep you away from focusing on your dream and your vision. I remember being at a place in my life where I had a vision. I was working as an accountant, and I had this dream and this vision of becoming a professional speaker.
See, my heart said I can do that. And then I made a critical mistake. I asked, how? And so I went from my heart to my mind. I talked myself out of it. No one did it to me but me.
And I remember I didn't know anyone who was a professional speaker. I most certainly didn't have an audience to speak to. I was willing to hold on to the vision. Once a week, I would go in my backyard and I would deliver speeches to a row of trees in my backyard. And I know that sounds crazy. I would tell the trees to raise their hand. I would even ask them to respond and say, yes, yes. And one particular day, I was out there talking to the trees, and my neighbor was in her backyard. And I remember looking over at my neighbor, and I was completely embarrassed. And then I realized this, that from the vantage point of my neighbor, she was looking at me, and she thought I was speaking to the trees. But from where I was looking, I saw the vision. And because I was willing to hold on to the vision, those trees turned into large audiences. And first they start off with audiences of 10 people, and then 100, and then thousands of people. And so I'm gonna challenge you right now to have a big vision for your life. And don't concern yourself with the circumstances, because they're nothing more than distractions to keep you away from your vision. It's important that as you enter this season in your life, that you make sure that you chase down your passion and that you don't simply chase a paycheck. You see, most people go through life working jobs that they really don't love.
Most people, ladies and gentlemen, go to their graves living a life of mediocrity.
Waking up every day fighting traffic to get to a place in which inside of them they're saying there's gotta be more than this. You see, I wish someone would have shared that with me. I graduated from Florida State University. I got my master's degree in corporate accounting, and I landed a job with one of the big 4 public accounting firms, a company by the name of PricewaterhouseCoopers. And I had every reason to do well, but yet and still, my life was following a basic routine. And inside me, something inside was saying, Andy, there's gotta be more than this. It wasn't until one day I was sitting down and listening to a speech like you are right now. He said, I want you to imagine for a moment that you had all the money that you ever wanted in life. And he said, I also want you to envision that whatever fears you have been taken away. The fear of rejection, the fear of criticism. He said, however, there's one caveat. You have to wake up every single day and provide a service. What is it that you'd be willing to do, even if you weren't getting paid to do it? I realized that for me, I wanted to be able to inspire people. I wanted to be able to encourage them. You see, somebody once said this, if you do the thing you love, you will never ever have to work one day of your life. Why not do something that you love? So I'm going to encourage you to make sure that you chase down your passion and that you don't just simply try to chase a paycheck. You see, life is going to hit you with some circumstances. There are going to be some challenges. There's going to be some setbacks.
When the odds are against you, you have to want it on a new level. There are new levels in front of us, but much of it depends on how bad we want it. Do you want to get well bad enough to not drink 43 colas a day and sleep 3 hours a night? Do you want to break that addiction bad enough to not hang around those people? Well, I know these friends aren't good for me, but I like being around them. You don't want it bad enough. Your destiny is too important to spend it with people that are not making you better. You don't have time to waste with people that bring out the worst in you. We don't get a do-over. This is it.
And during those seasons in life, you've got to find some compelling reasons. You've got to find something that's going to make it worth it for you to keep pushing forward when things get difficult. Some people call it a big why. I like to say that you need to find your green couch. Let me share something with you. One of my very good friends played in the NFL for 8 years. But one particular day I was sitting down, I was watching television, and I heard an interesting statistic. They said that less than 1% of all the high school football players make it into the NFL. I said, wow, that means that he is part of the 1%. Imagine being in the top 1% of your field. That is extraordinary. And so I just had to ask my friend. And I said, hey man, I got to ask you a question. How did you become part of the 1%? And when he gave me the response, it wasn't what I thought it'd be. He came by my house and he picked me up. We got in the car and he drove me down the street and he said, hey man, you see that building over there? He pointed at one of the doors. He said, you see that door over there? I said, I see it, my man. He said, I used to live in that unit. And he said, Andy, he got real emotional. For 18 years, my mom slept on a green couch in the living room. He said, my mom slept on the couch for so long, my friend. And he said, one particular evening, I got up and I saw my mom. She was sleeping on the couch. The couch was so small that my mom's legs were hanging off on the end of the couch. But I stood over her that day and I said, one day, I'm gonna get my mom off the couch. Had no idea how I was gonna do it, my man. He said, at that time I was playing football. And so I started to take the game a little differently because I heard some gentlemen who were in my neighborhood had made it out and became professional players and made a lot of money and were able to help their family. He said, during practice, I would outwork everybody. He said, when practice ended, I would stay there an additional 2 hours and continue to work out. He said, that commitment, that drive, that work ethic got me a scholarship to the University of Florida. But when I got there, I was sitting on the bench. And he said that there are times when I was sitting on the bench that I thought about giving up, but I didn't because I wanted to get my mom off the couch. And he said, Andy, I had already made a decision that if I got on that field that I was going to outwork everybody. And that work ethic, that commitment allowed my friend Eric Rett to break most of the records at the University of Florida. And one of the very first things that he did with his signing bonus, he bought his mom a 4,000 square foot home in a big king-size bed. He got his mom off the couch. You got to find your green couch in life. You got to find the things that are going to make it worth it for you so that you can keep pushing forward. Now more than ever, the world needs you. We need for you to show up. Don't focus on the circumstances. The second thing is, I want you to chase down your passion, not chase a paycheck. And finally, you better find your green couch. Get out there and make your mark.
And now I'd like to leave you with these 4 questions. Here's the first one, why? We all ask why we should work this hard. Why take that many classes? Why read the books? Why put yourself through the push-ups and the disciplines? Good question, why? Best answer to why, I think, is the second question. Why not? Why not see how valuable you can become to the marketplace, to your friends, and to your family? Why not see how far you can go, how much you can see, how much you can earn, how much you can share? Why not? And my third question is, why not you? With good self-esteem. Why not you starting to change and setting goals? If I can do it, you can do it. If we can read, you can read. If we can change, you can change. And so I want to say it to you personally. Why not you? You've got your life ahead of you. You've got the future. You can do it. If anybody can do it, you can do it. And now here's my last question. Why not now? What a good time to set your goals, work on yourself, work on your skills, to get it together, to start this process, growing, changing, developing. Why not now?